All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's grand finals time. It's really the only match that matters at this point. Alicia versus Blade, and if Blade wins, it's over, right? Alicia has to make 3 games in the next 4 because, well, she has to make 2 games in the next 3 because she's up 1-0 right now over Blade in order to extend this series. So we have to see if she's successful in that as we go into game number 2. Blade and his Giga Cannon strategy was kind of flipped on its head as AliciaDestiny brought out the M3RCENARIES and kind of did the same thing to him. Now we got double Jackson on both sides. I have to wonder, though, if Blade is really only doing this if, will be a mirror, first of all. Will there be an M3RCENARIES on both sides? And if so, Blade and Colonel Jackson, there's no downside to the Jackson buff. It's 60% move speed, attack speed, reload speed, right? 60% speed. The Oksana buff gives you, I think, 75, but you take a 25% damage more. And that did prove lethal in a few exchanges for Blade in the last matchup. So knowing that there are only dogs out first to start, Blade did go into these double rockets, and the rockets are now actually getting a lot of work done up against the Alicia Harvesters. Of course, Alicia, again, Alicia hasn't actually changed her opener in this one. It's double dogs into shocks into a pit bull. Blade did go into his helipad early with a Talon. Now, the Talon admittedly is actually getting a lot of work done because Alicia is prioritizing the Harvester over it, but as it does eventually go down, this is pretty good for Alicia. She might not have gotten the Harvester yet, but the missile has not really been going critical at all, right? It has been charging, but it's not critical. We actually have a good amount of counters out if Alicia can get the units, to the right counters. For example, got to get that pit bull to the Talon. And if that doesn't happen and this missile just kind of wanders around and kills it, then that feels bad. Looking for a critical missile here. Blade does not have the people to do it, but he does actually have now 2 pads to himself. Oh, that's going to be a dead Pitbull, and now up top as well with another jump jets. If it wasn't going to be then, it was going to be very close to the near future because the dogs would not have survived up against those jump jets. So Blade once more will take the first nuke, moves forward, traps the Harvester. Very well done from Blade right there. Doesn't actually kill it, though. That was a really good move from Alicia, actually cleaning forward and moving forward. Is about to lose it now. Can't imagine that it'll survive. The shocks there will clean up the jump jets, but it's a trade. Alicia, smart and fancy maneuvers, but still, it was ultimately a trade. Neither have replenished that Harvester. They're still fighting over position on the nuke. That's simply because of pop cap. There's just so many units out right now. Look at the staggered line going back and forth. It's actually pretty fantastic right now. Blade has definitely gotten the better of these trades, has still this Predator moving forward. But up against that Jackson buffed one, it will go down, but the jump jets from Blade have just been doing work. That shock is the luckiest shock in the world because the Pitbull finally cleaned up the Talon, but it's not going to survive too much longer. We can now have a Talon here into the bottom right pad trying to clean up some of these shocks. Another Talon actually to come out up top for Blade, again trying to clean up some of these shocks. So this is critical moment here, ladies and gentlemen. If Blade can take this, he will tie it up 1-0. The Talons are doing well. Alicia actually micros off the bottom right pad. There we go. It will be now completely hers, and this will take us now to a 3rd nuke. All right, still looking for counters. Talons are eating up shocks, but actually everything eats up Alicia. Blade just kind of murdered everything out there. All simultaneously. We got 5 units out here for Blade for a 3rd missile. Nobody's charging it at all. We're trying to keep a bottleneck on top of Alicia right now. We got a lot of shocks out trying to deal with these jump jets. The jump jet's actually now going to go harass that Harvester in the bottom right corner. I don't think Alicia can really afford to go defend it, to be honest. Shocks up top have cleaned house. Blade now has that top pad. The Hammerhead will move forward. I suspect there will be something coming at it soon, but right now it's just kind of cleanup on both sides. Neither player is harvesting. This is a pretty big deal. That Hammerhead is going to null out point bottom left for a little bit at best. But that Pitbull will eventually clean it through. The shocks in the bottom right here from Alicia will clean that red pad. This Hammerhead is going to survive long enough. Alicia is now up 2-0 against Blade. The Hammerhead investment ended up being the winning decision as we go into game 3.